Okay, so regulation of body temperature. Okay, so at first, where is the temperature regulating center is located? The location of temperature regulating center is anterior hypothalamus, and this center receives information about environmental temperature from thermoreceptors in the skin and about core temperature for thermoreceptors in the anterior hypothalamus itself. Yeah, and that the thing is, if core temperature is below the set point temperature, then heat generating and heat retaining mechanism are activated. Okay, so what about if the core temperature is above the set point temperature, or if the core temperature is below the set point temperature? If the core temperature is below the set point temperature, then heat generating and heat retaining mechanisms are activated. Okay, if core temperature is above the set point temperature, then heat dissipating mechanisms are activated. So what about the heat generating and heat retaining mechanism? There includes thyroid sympathetic nervous system, shivering, vasoconstriction of blood vessels of the skin, etc. to increase the sympathetic tone. If core temperature is above the set point temperature, then heat dissipating mechanisms are activated. Okay, how they occurs? These mechanisms include vasodilation of blood vessels of the skin, decreased sympathetic tone, and increased activity of sympathetic cholinergic fibers to sweat glands. Okay, what is fever? When fever occurs? Okay, the most important point is that the regulation of body temperature is based on the set point of our body. It's not about the raising of increasing of our temperature. It's about the set point of temperature in the hypothalamus. Fever is an abnormal elevation of body temperature. Pyrogens produce fever by increasing the hypothalamic set point temperature. The results of such a change in set point is that a normal core temperature is seen. Okay, so how the pyrogen work? At first, at the cellular level, the mechanism of pyrogen increases the production of interleukin-1, a cytokine, in phagocytic cells. Interleukin-1 then acts on the anterior hypothalamus to increase the local production of prostaglandin that will increase the set point of temperature. Okay, so how we can treat fever? We can treat fever by reducing it by giving aspirin, which inhibits the cyclooxygenase enzyme. Okay, so actually how aspirin works, it inhibits the cyclooxygenase enzyme necessary for the synthesis of prostaglandins. By inhibiting the production of prostaglandins, aspirin and other cyclooxygenase inhibitors, okay, so it interrupts the pathway that pyrogens utilize to raise the set point of temperature. So when fever is treated with aspirin, the temperature sensor in the anterior thalamus now see body temperature is too high relative to the set and set in motion the mechanism for dissipating heat, including vasodilation and sweating. Yeah, so let's discuss about what happens if there is any disturbance of temperature regulation. Okay, so heat exhaustion can occur as a consequence of the body's responses to elevated environmental temperature. Okay, so normally the response to increased temperature includes how vasodilation and sweating in occur to dissipate heat. What happens if there is no sweating? However, if the sweating is excessive, so it can result in decreased ECF volume, decreased blood volume, decreased arterial pressure, and fainting. Okay, how heat stroke occurs? Okay, heat stroke occurs when body temperature increases to the point of tissue damage. If normal response to elevated environmental temperature is impaired, if sweating does not occur, then heat cannot be appropriately dissipated and core temperature increases to dangerous levels. So what is malignant hyperthermia? It characterized by a massive increase in metabolic rate and increased oxygen consumption and increased heat production in skeletal muscle. The heat dissipating mechanisms are unable to keep pace with the extensive heat production, and if the reactive hyperthermia If the hyperthermia is not treated, body temperature may increase to dangerously high, even fatal levels. Susceptible individuals' malignant hyperthermia can be caused by inhalation anesthetic sometimes. Okay.